Okay, so I guess we have the most of our attendees with us, and we could start. But first, I'm just going to double check that we have the tap room configured correctly. So it will be great if you guys could type in the chat. Do you see the picture, and also can you hear me well? Okay, I see the confirmation. Yeah, great, thanks. Okay, so again, I'm happy to welcome you on our tap room. Yeah, that's me, looking a bit tired, but my name is Alex Korolets. I'm the solutions engineer here in StarWind, and the main theme we'll be talking about today is maintenance mode feature in the existing StarWind environment. But before we speak about an actual StarWind functionality, I just wanted to talk about general maintenance procedures and the problems we can face during the maintenance. By the way, don't forget to ask questions at the end of the session. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Of course, every production environment sometimes needs to be maintained. Will it be just a software upgrade, or there are some hardware reconfigurations required? In some of these cases, administrator will need to stop the production services for a certain period of time. Sometimes there's a plant power outage must be performed. All the cases mentioned previously may somehow affect on the reliability of the production environment. There is like a fault tolerance level that can be decreased, as well as the performance of the infrastructure. This is especially critical for small environments that are consisting of, for example, only 2 servers. So the same could be applied to the StarWind-based configurations. As you may know, StarWind Virtual SAN creates a shared storage that is replicated between the nodes. And on this shared storage, there are like virtual machines or other data, which, let's suppose, like in case of a node failure, will automatically migrate to another server and continue running, thus eliminating just any downtime of the production. In this case, StarWind needs to synchronize the data from the node that was like active to the malfunctioned node, of course, after it will become online and available again. Similar situation is applicable to the regular maintenance of the nodes. So when it comes to using the compute resources of both of the nodes, virtual machines are usually load balanced between the servers. That also means that both of the servers are accepting and sending the packages to clients, and this information is synchronized across the servers in both ways. And of course, in case of rebooting or powering off both of the nodes, all of these data needs to be synchronized in order to use the most relevant production data. This means that StarWind must perform the full synchronization procedure, synchronizing the data from the node that has the latest files, basically. So normally, StarWind Virtual SAN allows clients to read the information from both of the nodes, doubling read performance. Thus, when the full synchronization procedure is needed, all of the production virtual machines can read only from like one of the nodes. And this means that we lose our doubled read performance until the storage will be completely synchronized to the second server. And also your production will like lag a bit because your underlying storage is busy with the synchronization. And of course, that is quite bad for some scenarios. What about the case when you just can initiate a minimum downtime in non-business hours? You need just to reboot a single server, but that will initiate the whole storage to be synchronized. And for example, you have dozens of terabytes of drives and an HDD storage. It may take several hours, even the whole day, if there is a really big amount of storage. And it will just force you to run the production with the IOPS performance of the single node, and it will decrease the failures to tolerate level, basically. So thus, an excellent feature will be just to plan the maintenance and do not synchronize the data that was completely synchronized between the nodes before, and no changes were made to the data right before the planned maintenance. Okay, let's take a look at one of the real cases I had recently. So one of our customers who had planning to buy StarWind Virtual SAN described his environment, and he said that they have plenty manufacturing plants all over the world, and on each of the sites they have small clusters consisting of 2 or 3 nodes. And once or twice a year, they are going through the plant maintenance. This maintenance was about the power generators that are supplying the whole plant. And these generators must be turned off for about 10 hours, thus leading to the power outage. And he was wondering why StarWind devices cannot be turned off and then turned on after maintenance without any further synchronization procedures. He said that there is no need to synchronize already synchronized volumes before the planned maintenance. That's why we are adding the maintenance mode feature in the StarWind functionality. It was created specifically for these cases when the maintenance is planned. Okay, how it works. So we have our devices active and running on both of the nodes, continuously synchronizing the data. In order to perform a scheduled maintenance of the whole environment, you will need to turn off your production virtual machines. After that, you can activate maintenance mode on all of your StarWind devices, thus turning them into something like pre-synchronized freeze state. And here you go. So you can shut down both of the nodes, make some updates, configurations, reconfigurations, and when all of this is finished, you can exit the maintenance mode of each device and momentarily start your production on both of the nodes by just turning on the virtual machines. An extremely simple procedure, and is very important in several cases where the high availability and performance are on the first place in order to make the maintenance as fast as it can be performed. Okay, so I guess that's enough cool stories for now. Let's take a look at it in the real time, and let's go to our testing environment. Here we have 2-node StarWind setup, and we have some volumes, StarWind volumes already created and replicated across the second node. So they are highly available. And just to show the maintenance mode, I will simulate something with both of the nodes and show how different volumes with maintenance mode enabled and without maintenance mode enabled are performing. So let's suppose we have the data on both of these cluster shared volumes. And one of them, they are the same configuration. And one of them, let's let's take it into the maintenance mode. So here's like the new functionality, enter maintenance mode. So that's what it says to you before entering the maintenance mode. So clients will be disconnected from all HA nodes and storage will be moved to offline. When device is in maintenance mode, all nodes can be shut down or restarted without requiring full synchronization to be brought online. And like exit maintenance mode when all HA nodes are ready to continue operation. Okay, so we will just continue with that one. And as you can see, so our maintenance mode is turning on and it's already turned on. Device is in maintenance mode. So we'll just refresh it a bit. And as you can see, so our device on both of the nodes is in the maintenance mode. And just let the second device without any maintenance mode activated. So now I'm just gonna simulate something with two of these nodes, and just like in order to not to reboot it, for example, I'll just go to the CMD and just simply stop the StarWind service. So like our StarWind service will not work in this case. So let's type it in. Okay. So as you can see, our StarWind service stopped on the first node, and let's go to the second one and do the same with it. So that's like the same as the reboot or like power failure or of both of the nodes. Okay. So it's stopping here as well. And yeah, so we lose the connection on both of the nodes. And we'll need to wait a couple of seconds more just for the server to be. Yep, so it's disconnected. Okay. So let's suppose we did some reconfigurations and we will turn on our nodes again. So let's just type net start StarWind service. Okay. Okay, so now we can connect to this node. And as you can see here, so this device is like not synchronized. This device that was not in the maintenance mode is not synchronized. And this one is in the maintenance mode, still in the maintenance mode. Okay. So let's just go to the first node and start our service here as well. So net start StarWind service. Okay. And let's connect here to both of our nodes. Okay. So as you can see, this device is quite large, and there were no maintenance mode active on this one. And so what we can see that we have the full synchronization sequence on this device. And we will just exit the maintenance mode from the other one. Here it is. And what will happen with that? So as you can see, it's synchronized. And all you need just to do after that is just to go to the failover cluster manager or something else, or your vCenter, and simply start your production without any like synchronization sequences, without any performance decreases on your underlying storage. So that's like the proof of concept of this feature. And I guess that's all I wanted to say for now. So the next one will be part about your questions. So feel free to ask the questions. I'll be glad to answer. Okay, so Vyakoslav Svilovich asks what happens if we click exit maintenance mode when one node is down, the power off. Okay, so let me just double check it. So StarWind, in this case, StarWind won't allow you to exit the maintenance mode. So StarWind needs to realize that you have both of the nodes active before exiting the maintenance mode. Okay. So Steve Hawkins asks, is the same procedure will allow to avoid synchronization with rebooting on only one of the nodes? Yeah, in case of the full synchronization is needed, for example, because of like assigning the amount of our L1 RAM cache on the device, you will be able to avoid any synchronization at all, because like if we're like assigning the RAM cache on the StarWind device, there is always a full synchronization needed for that one if like something happened with one of the nodes. So basically that will help either in this situation too. Okay, Matt Languth as given to two nodes, what's the average sync time for a 1 TB all-flash array? Another way to ask the same time would be how long would performance be degrade? Okay, so the time for the performance to be degraded is just like depends on how busy are your underlying storage, and I guess in any case in the flash and on the HDDs also we have like a bit of performance decrease in case of like AOPS and other stuff. So yeah. And like the speed of the synchronization completely depends on the IOPS your underlying storage has, and like or on the networks you have between the nodes. So if you have like 7 like SSD drives and 40 gig links between the servers, then I guess it won't take much time for the synchronization. But it's the maintenance mode is like greatly helps you to avoid that on the HDDs. Okay. Okay, so Andrew Bucklin asks, what if the other node crashes during a reboot and requires us reinstall? So CSV is stuck in maintenance mode forever. I guess no. So if you have like one node active and other one crashes with some like OS troubles, your device will be still in the maintenance mode, and all you need just to replicate your current device from the first node to the second one, and it will be in the maintenance mode already on the second node. So later on, you will be able to exit this maintenance mode. So that's not a problem at all. During maintenance mode, is it possible to upgrade hardware components like, for example, RAM without having to turn it off? So in any case, you need to turn off one of your nodes, and yeah, so you need to set your device on the maintenance mode and stop all the client's requests. So something else, okay. Robin Kiermaier asks, can this be used for upgrades? Yeah, it can be used for upgrades either. Maybe not about the StarWind upgrades, because like we're installing in real time and no synchronization sequence needed. But in case of like Windows Server updates, yeah, so you can just enter the maintenance mode quickly, update your node, restart it, and exit the maintenance mode, and maybe like do the same with the other node. Jerry Lombard asks, does the software performance keep scaling up the more RAM available in the server? It only depends on your like production environment. So if you have like only the virtual machines are using your RAM capacity, and it doesn't like depend on the overall cluster performance, unless we're talking about the RAM cache on the StarWind device. But also, like usually we recommend to set amount of RAM cache on the StarWind device, like 1 GB per 1 TB of data. So we don't need to assign more RAM cache on that one. Vyakoslav Svilovic asks, is in free version, is this enter maintenance mode command available with PowerShell? Yeah, it will be, as far as I remember, it will be available. So yeah. Okay. Martin Colmenares asks, are the slides or documents related to this webinar available? Yes, so we have our technical document that is like almost finished and will available in the nearest future, I guess in a week or in 2 weeks, about the maintenance mode. So it's like the quick guidance on the maintenance mode. Okay, Justin Hudgens asks, what would happen to a virtual machine that resides on the CSV that you put into maintenance mode? Would it fall over to the other CSV, or would it be paused or shut down? Yeah, so this is like the planned maintenance. So we recommend to turn off all of your virtual machines, and they will just reside on the CSV just as the storage, like the data, not like turned on. And then after that, only after that, you will just enter the maintenance mode of your StarWind device. So that's like the maintenance mode was developed for the planned maintenance. Okay, Andrew Bucklin says that I would like to suggest enabling a way to force exit maintenance mode if other node is unavailable. Okay, thanks for the information. We will just take a look at that. I've just write down this question. So I will ask our R&D department about that and what we can say to that. Okay. So, okay, gentlemen, so if you have any questions left, you can ask them now, or you can just, of course, ask them later in our social media, like on the forum or something else. So, do we have still any questions left? And yeah, so all of the information will be later on updated on our website, and there will be the technical paper about that. So, and this session is also recorded and will be available in our webinar page on the StarWind. Okay, so I don't see any questions left for now, and I guess like thank you again. Thanks for your time, and like that was pleasure for me to speak here about our upcoming features. So yeah, okay, bye bye, and fly safe.